How old were you when you expected to get your life together, and how did you feel if you didn't achieve that? I expected it to be right after college. My poor, naive younger self. Not sure if it's together now, but I'm much better off. Things really started to come together around 30. I expected to be married and have a house by 25. LMAOO, such a joke. Asterisk laughs in age 33, asterisk sad face. My mom had me at 28, which made her one of the old moms compared to my classmates. Growing up, I swore I'd never be the old mom and have my life together, married, house, kids, well before 28. I'm 30 now, engaged but not married, still no house, and still without kids. Most of my friends are on their second or third kid at this point, so I guess I'll be an old mom after all. Sue edit. I should add, I'm being sarcastic about being the old mom, not that I even consider that old anymore. I'm quite happy to not have kids at this point in my life, as most days I can barely manage myself. Lol. I was 23 and I expected things to be better fresh out of college. I was naive and raised by parents who made it seem like a degree was all I needed to win at life. I felt betrayed by society and pushed into wasting my time, so I was bitter afterwards. Then the bitterness turned into self-hate. I'm much better these days but still behind my peers. I kind of expected to have things together by 24. Well, I don't, and I feel like I failed as a functional human being. Brewish 25. I have no idea what I was thinking, lol. I thought that 27 sounded like a good age to have kids. Currently 27 and learning how to reparent myself. When I was a teenager, I used to think that by 25 I'd be married and have started my career. Then by 30 I'd be a homeowner and pregnant. Now at 26 I just broke up with my fiancé who wanted to buy a house with me, have decided to not have children, and am working on my bachelor's degree. I am so glad I didn't do those things that I really only wanted because society told me I should want them. I may not have it all figured out, but I am excited about the journey ahead of me. I'm 27 and not where I'd hope I would be. I have set myself the goal of having my **** together by the time I'm 30, and I'm even worried that my deadline may be delayed by a few years. When I was 18 I thought I'd be able to move out right away, and thought I'd have my first kid by 27 at the latest. It took me until 21 to move out, and I'm currently 27 and not sure I want kids at all. So much changed in the last 9 years for me. Most of it for the better though, definitely. I don't really know what "get your life together" in this sense means. I've always had different expectations for what that would mean at different life stages, and I revise it as I go, rather than having some elaborate 30-year plan. I think I had very low expectations for my life when I was a kid, so everything has just exceeded that really. In general, I do consider myself someone who has my life together. I've been an independent adult since age 18, and honestly it's all been pretty smooth sailing for the last 10 years. I graduated, have worked a number of great jobs I've been passionate about, bought a house in my mid-20s, got engaged to my wonderful fiancé after being together for 9 years, and looking ahead we're planning to get married and have kids. I've traveled, I've got great friends, a range of interesting hobbies, I'm active in the community, I'm financially stable, I'm in good health. I feel very fortunate. I expected to be married with a kid by 25. I got married at 26, tried and failed to get pregnant, so glad that I never got pregnant, and now I'm 33 and divorced. I was trying to fit my timeline onto the example of my parents. Now I'm doing what I actually want to do, instead of what I thought I should be doing. Stay true to yourself, and if you don't know what you want, do not get married or have kids to try to fill the void. I'm 26, barely employed, and feel pretty lost. However, I have hope for the future. I live a good life and am generally happy, so I am trying to take it as it comes. I didn't feel like I needed to have it all together, but when I turned 25 I felt like I really needed to shift my priorities and start focusing on establishing myself, my finances and my career instead of just partying and socializing all the time. 30 seemed like it was fast approaching, and I didn't want to reach that age and have nothing to show for myself. I never expected to get my life together. I didn't really expect to live this long. I'm mid-40s now and my life is actually pretty together. I raised 5 kids to adulthood with no underage pregnancies, arrests, expulsions, or addiction issues. 25, I was getting there, but then the bipolar hit me and I remembered all my childhood trauma and became way less functional than before when I made my plans. I'm 42 and I don't think that I expected to ever have my together. I mean, I know that even if you think you had your together, life could still append absolutely everything and dump all the you had together right back on your head. Because that's just how life tends to go. Just when you're feeling really together and everything's secure and you're in a great place in life, boom. Dumpster of right on your head. I expected it to be earlier than my parents did. My parents were constantly holding back my development. I don't think I had this idea where after X time everything would be together, but I did expect to progress steadily towards independence. I moved out at 18 and never moved back in for any significant period. I was financially independent at 22. Bought a house at 24. But I don't think I really had everything really together until I was 28. Growing up, I thought I'd hit the ground running at 18, but I'm still figuring things out at almost 30 now. I feel like we, if include my husband, have a good, comfortable life for our age, but there's still lots we haven't faced yet. High school me thought that by 28 I would own a home, be married and have or be working on children. None of that happened. 1. Unless you choose more wisely than me for a career, slim to none 28 years olds have enough to buy a home solo. 2. I didn't find the guy the first would go on to get engaged till 32. 3. I have endo and may never have children. Life isn't what media and movies tells you it should be, and that's okay. Make the best of what you have. I still don't have it together. I am not sure anyone ever feels like they are 100% complete. How do I feel about that? Well, partly depressed and partly grateful for what I do have. I am sad I didn't take a chance and go to law school. I am sad I didn't find Mr. Right at 26, or that I may never have bio kids. But I am grateful I have a roof over my head, food in my fridge, people who love me, and a healthy body otherwise. I still plan on going to law school. I'll be the oldest L1, Y1 law student in my class probably, but at least I won't care about all of that other that I had to deal with the first time around in college. Oh man, not caring about what others think about who you are or how you're dressed is the best gift age gives you. It may be one of the few gifts age gives you that compensates for losing your younger body. I expected to have a college degree, a good job, and a fiancé by 23 smiley face. I don't have any of those things yet. Seeing people from my high school who graduated college and are starting to get engaged made me feel really low. But then I thought about how just because they're doing good right now doesn't mean that I won't be doing just as good or better at some point in the near future. Just taking things slower smiley face. 22, 23 24ths I'm 20 and don't have a clue. Still trying at mid-30s, but I feel better about not having it together, whatever that means. Life is a journey and we will experience it differently even if we take the same path. Just keep trying and maybe one day it will all be figured or not. Yeah, well, at 36 I just bought a house, with my S.O. who didn't even move in, so yeah, not all milestones are the best. My opinion of what having it together looks like has changed drastically, but initially I thought I'd achieved everything bang on time, early 20s. At 23 24ths I had a long-term boyfriend, we rented a nice 2-bed house, we saw our families and did nice things, I had an entry-level job for a career I was quite interested in and I was saving a decent amount of money. It felt like I was doing all the right things, but I didn't enjoy my job, didn't really like the area I lived in, and knew deep down my relationship wasn't right for either of us. I'm now 25, single, I own a house but only because I inherited it when my mom died, I don't even have a job and I have no idea what I want to do, and my social life exists entirely online because of COVID. I'm kind of hoping that I'll be settled down and things will be more together by my mid-30s, so that gives me a decade to get it together.